Namaskaram, my dear friends. Welcome to the album release of my new single called Pan India. It's been a journey, I could say, because the love for this music and also, especially for this musical instrument, is been like very intense. So it started like I would say 8 to 10 years. I have been seeing, I have been discovering, and luckily I was just blessed with this instrument. So I just thought that I could do an album out of it. And firstly, I wanted to show and also the uh, show you the music so that we can speak so much about it. And I have very good videos lined up to show you all. And also, there is a very special guest, which is who is a very good friend of mine, where we have been traveling with the music and also with this instrument. So there is loads of stuff for today we have. So let's start the session with the release of the album. So here is the music Pan India Laya Dhyan. So that's the album called Pan India. And as you know that Pan drum, which comes from the Hung family, which hailed from Switzerland, and we're going to talk so much about it by an expert and also who has been collecting it. So that will sound much more so deep in it. So I would like to invite my friend who has been so gracefully accepted my invitation, saying that within a span of just like I would say like 10 minutes time, I called him and said that, okay, Govindji, can you come? He said, okay, fine. And then instantly he said, okay. So I would like to invite Mr. Govind Thakker, who has been in so much into corporate, but the ideology, what impressed me was the artistic approach towards his life, where he's doing a fantastic job of having his own farm and going grounding with the nature and especially with the music with this kind of pandrum. So I would like to invite Govindji on stage. Namaskaram ji.
How are you, Mahesh? How are
I
you? You're very
I'm good.
generous with your words.
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
You really
Thank you so
deserve that
much.
because
Yeah.
within a short notice you were able to say yes and you tried to come in. And thanks for accepting the invitation. And I'm so happy to invite you on my episode. And
Yes.
please welcome.
Firstly, congratulations on this amazing music that you've created. It's coming so from the heart, I can tell, and the years of experience and the of all the music that's coming from your generations in the family. I can so see it unfold in this beautiful instrument that is there.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for those words.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it started like where the journey of this started quite a long before because I had a band in
Right.
UK,
Okay.
Sandeep Raval, and he introduced me to this instrument. Like when
Wow.
I was traveling with him, 12
Yeah.
years before the first generation of the hung drum, so-called the
Right.
hung drum.
The
So
hungry.
I just got introduced from there, and so I would like to ask the same question so that people would like to hear more
Right.
from you where
Right.
you have been having and I have played, which I'm going to also play share some of the music
Right.
where I have played some of your instrument. So
Yeah.
can you let us know about a little bit of history about the span drum
Yeah.
and then
Sure.
how it migrated, please, to us? Your over
So
to you.
yes, of course, this hand drum. In fact, um, this is basically originated from this place in Switzerland called Burns, and where they used to have this lovely couple that used to actually make this. They used to actually make this beautiful instrument in Switzerland. So where you went there, they would talk to you. You would stay there. They would actually create an amazing sound according to
Hmm.
what you felt and what you resonated with. And there
Hmm.
was an instrument that was made for you, specially customized. And you had to wait like almost 6 months till it actually reached to you after the visit in Switzerland by Pan Art. And this instrument was actually not necessarily only for musicians, but they were actually made for people just to express their feelings and vibrations that they felt, and to create notes that they may have never created before. And of course, over the years, there's been many other makers in the world, and I collected the ones which were from Brazil, which is the make is Tecta,
Tacta.
and Tactile. It's a full steel, new generation hand pan makers, and they're doing very well. I think they've kind of. I really like the sound of my musicians because I ran a music venue in Pune, and that's where all these musicians would come and perform. And of course, on my travel abroad and all over in India, I would have friends who would, have this music, and I would so be drawn to this particular instrument, and I kind of decided on possessing a couple of them now. And
Wow.
of course, we keep sharing. And when Mahesh ji visits Pune, we kind of play the instruments and create like some magic. And yes, I think it's such a beautiful instrument. I think even for people who don't understand or read music, I think it's a beautiful instrument to kind of meditate on,
Hmm.
kind of also expressing your feelings. It has beautiful notes, and I think it's something which I feel that it's spreading. I mean, people are really getting drawn towards it. I know a lot of people are getting to buy one. They are Indian makers now, which is easily accessible, because I feel that at the end of the day, things should be easily accessible when you want to express, different forms of art and
And also,
creativity.
you were just saying that you're trying to go to the summit, which is like a yearly gathering of hang drum
Yes, yes, yes.
performers.
There's this the gathering of the yearly gathering of Handpan Festival, which is happening in Goa,
Oh yeah,
and
before I think before we go for that subject, I think I will pull you little more so that people
yeah,
can get the taste of your instrument. So for friends, a little introduction to my dear friends, that Mr. Govindji is a he's from a corporate world, and if you people know that he's the background of Blue Frog, which was like a Indian version of Ronnie Scott's, I would say. So they are the pioneer people who started this concept, and so I thought that I could show the people a little bit of glimpse of your instrument. So here is a small tiny video which
sure.
I have recorded, and our lovely friends Mr. Jesh ji tried to
Yes,
record this. So I would like to share this video so that you can have a cup of coffee, and then we'll speak on this.
lovely.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः देवी. So that's some of the glimpse of that instrument from Brazil. And let's speak to Govind ji back on screen. Yes, G, that
Hi,
was
Mahesh. How
amazing.
are you
I
doing?
always have a love for that
Yeah,
instrument because the tonality it really attracts. And as you said, not everything has its own color where like it gets really connected. Like how I love
true.
perfumes, so it really
Yeah,
differs from different personality. So
yeah,
even the ragas and the sounds are also very similar to this. So over to you. So please you can continue with
yeah.
your
No, no, sure.
insight on
So,
Pandrum
yeah.
journey.
So I
You were
just
just
feel
talking
this.
about the journey. Please let us know. Yeah,
Yeah. So I just feel that um, I think music is something that we all carry once when we are born. The beats of our heart, things that we hear, we feel. I think life is so beautiful. I think we just don't appreciate it well enough. But I just feel in
exactly.
this case where musicians and music is concerned, I think we're so blessed to have access to such great music in our continent here, and we have we just just sit down, sit back, share and understand this kind of connect that we have with each other. And I feel
That's
that this,
amazing.
yeah, and I just feel that for me, moving from a corporate world to having a live performance venue to farming, and it's I think it's been a very much an extension of my the way I live and my life.
Mhm.
So I feel it's something that I feel music and connecting with earth and nature is something which it's it's in all of us. We all originate from this. So
Exactly.
I feel that life and music and mother earth and existence itself is calling for us. And I think it's time that we just reach out and just share with all our friends the love for music, and open our minds and creativity. And yeah, so this is what I feel is the
Wow.
new world. Yeah, the new world.
This is what I was just doing, and I was just thinking to say, beautifully said. And also, can you let us know about the instrument background? As you know, I'm going to also let the people know about my
Yeah,
design, where it is an Italian design soon. So I would also wanted to know that the sounds which they heard from. Can you let us
yeah.
know where is it and
Yeah, so
the
this one is
designers?
basically
Yeah.
it's like the eight notes which are there, and it's beautifully made in a stainless steel, seamless steel, and they have really it's very beautifully built, and I would say one of the finer hand pans you could get in the world. And I feel that as from the first generation to the next, I feel the handpan manufacturers have really put in a lot of effort
Yeah.
to kind of improvisation on the instrument. And I think
Hmm.
and I think it's even give full credit to our Indian manufacturing, to actually start and do a lot of research, because it's not something which comes in easy with the binding of the two dome shaped shells, as well
Yeah.
as the getting the note right, correction, accessibility, sound, reverberization, all of that has to have the right. It has the right combination. So I just feel that this is a there's going to I feel there's going to be a lot of improvisation over the years, of course,
Hmm.
and it'll be more accessible.
Hmm.
I think this is going to be an instrument for the future. People are going to be carrying it. It's like how you had a tabla in your house. You probably have this as one of the
Yeah,
instruments in your
when
house, and
when
keep it
I can have
exactly.
this, I come from a traditional instrument,
Yeah,
I mean legacy, and when I can have, I'm sure this is going to
yeah.
be like where
It makes you
everybody can
happy.
get a,
Yeah.
makes happy.
And
That's
these
a great.
notes are just something which you can just play, as I said again, without really having any formal training. of
Yes.
music, and you just express, and it just sounds beautiful. And I think every time you just go and you express yourself on this instrument, it's kind of talks to you, gives you a message. This is how I feel.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm really so thankful, and I take this opportunity to thank you for giving us and giving me, especially your babies. I call them always babies because it's
You're
so
most
fragile,
welcome.
and the identification and also the thing. I know the value of that, and then I really sense it, and the equally. You give that much respect, and I'm so thankful that you allowed me
Pleasure.
to get it, and more coming up. So I will be bothering you.
No,
So
no,
I'll
of
soon
course.
come
It'll be my
and I'll
pleasure,
play.
Mahesh.
And thank you so much.
It'll be not only a pleasure, but it'll be an honor as well
Please,
for all of
thank
that.
you so
Yeah.
much for joining
Please,
me
thank you so much. Yeah.
in this live and giving us some insight about the instrument. And
Thank
thank
you.
you. See you soon,
Thank
Govind.
you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. So that was so nice about Govindji, where like he came and explained about the instrument by itself. And now we will see one of the video of mine on the journey where like I had been using this instrument in an Indian style of playing. So let's listen my instrument. And before I go for it, I wanted to show the instrument of mine. This is actually a little bigger, so during the size of the screen I'm not able to show the full with the color. So this goes like this. Entire thing is like a beautiful design. And so it has a beautiful tones, and I can play like this so that you just let me know whether you guys are able to hear me. And so this goes like this. It's set to D scale. Sa re ma da sa, sa da ma re sa. And this side being sa ga pa ni sa, sa ni pa ga sa. And if you combine sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga ni sa. Let's listen without the voice. And there's also a bass over here which gives the low note. So we play like this. So that's the Pandrum Italian design for you all. And so I also wanted to show some of the videos where I have been traveling with this Pandrum. And since I come from the traditional music family, I take the source of South Indian grammar and plain hand technique of my father, and I try to incorporate that into the thing. So I would like to show one of the video for you all. So that was just a small extract of my live show which I've been doing. And as you can see that this is a bigger boy. So it's very delicate, and this design was a gift for me. As you know, as a musician, it's not easy to get these kind of instrument, as it's not easy. It's just like a 3,000 euro instrument. It's not about the price, but it's about the perfection of quality they give. So it's the highest and finest steel, and then it gets selected. So if the steel doesn't qualify, they just reject. So it takes time for them to do it. So this is basically Indian scale made. Like for example, so this is sa re ma da sa. It's like a Indian. So there is no ma in this. I mean, ma is dominant and pa is dominant. So sa re ma da sa. It's called lavangi, and it gives you a sober feeling without the panchama, without the pa. And this side being the masculine and being like sa ga pa ni sa, it gives you more confidence. For example, I can do a small example. And if you see the other one, it's just like more open and confidence. So tiny that I'm able to adjust. Let's see. So that's all together. It gives you the seven notes. Sorry. So I'm going to show you one of the video where I have been doing with the Brazil. This is Italian, and I'm going to show you the one from Brazil. And I have been traveling, and I have been finding many instruments, and I've been playing. So this is one of the instrument. I was just as Govindji says, it's his instrument, and I was playing his Pandrum. Here is something for you from there, and it's been played equally from, I mean, with one of my friend Dennis. So let's enjoy that. So that's Brazil made, and he's one of my friend, very beautiful tabla player actually, Denis KUCHERVO. And we have been traveling and doing some music. This is the beauty of this instrument, where like it creates love between people, and their music really connects us. So I just told that, I said, okay, we'll play together, where like two people having a romance on the music. It's so beautiful feeling. This is how it should be, where like it connects people. And I should really thank one of my real soul friend, Mr. Jesh Krishnamurthy, who helped me to achieve this video. And it's from the production of Brain, the brain of India, who where they have been a super top notch brand, who has been doing all the Hollywood movies and the production. So thanks to Jace G for getting this video done. And also, I wanted to show you a Russian version, which is called Rough. It's not rough, but it's so soft. But the name is Rough. So you can just listen to one of the Rough where I have been playing, and then I'll show you some more insights. So here is Rough for you. That's rough from Russia, and I'm really so happy that all of my lovely friends who have been coming together to support me, which an independent artist and also an artist who really need. So I have some lovely friends who gave some wishes for me, so I would like to share, and there have been so much of wishes, so I just thought I could pick two of those, and from different countries. And the first wish I could say, she's like our family, I would say my sister, Sapna ji from UK, and Kofi and their lovely daughters. They're there. So I thought I could share one of those wishes with you all.
Namaste Mahesh ji. My family and I are grateful for the musical journey you have taken us over the years. We would like to wish you the very best for Pan India. It is an absolute joy to listen to it. It's filled with sacred rhythmic sounds. In my mind, it's creating meditative patterns. Very, very beautiful. And always lovely to hear the Khatam resonate throughout the whole of Pan India. Absolutely stunning. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaskaram everyone. I'm Shivaraman from Mauritius. It gives me great pleasure to be just saying a few words for the launch of this very special album by Mahesh Ji. And what a day today, a very auspicious day of the Agaraja Rabana to be launching that album. And also what a blessing to be dedicating this album for the great Bikuji. We at the Ganam Club, we are very fortunate to be getting the help of Mahesh Ji for all our activities that we do. Mahesh Ji is that kind of person that put music in the first place. His music is kind of bringing the whole world together. I would say he's a kind of musical priest. So all the very best, Mahesh Ji, and keep producing beautiful music for the world to enjoy. Love and peace. Namaste.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Sapna ji, and thank you, Shivaraman sir from Mauritius. They have a club called Gatam Club, which is so beautiful, and they have been following Vikuji and their music, and they have been doing some interesting stuff. Like, this is what I really like during this, not just only with this pandemic, but also in the lifestyle, that we could just be connected to ourselves. That could be possible by artistic brain approach. So whatever you sense with the brain, I mean with the mind, with the left side, it's also very important that we should smell and hear and sense through the you know heart chakra, so that everything can have a difference, and also the perception really differs. So I would let you all know that let it be anywhere. Like, you can learn singing, you can learn dance, you can learn, but anything which relates to the artistic approach is very much important. And thank you so much for the people who have been wishing. And I also wanted to show the journey of this instrument. So you know that my design is a D scale, and it is set to rag uh, Maya Malava Gaude. Another comment I was just seeing, that they were saying it's Gunakali. Yes, South Indian rag, I would say Lavangi. Sa ga pa ni sa sa ri ma da sa da ma ri sa. The genius Dr. Balamurli ji, who came out with this rag Lavangi, and he had composed very beautiful rags, and he has composed beautiful composition out of it. And then the rest is Saga Panisa. So when it combines, then it becomes Sarigama Padanisa Sampurna, which is 7 notes. That's the science behind this. So I wanted to show you the same one, how it sounds like a santur, unless like a santur or any kind of Indian origin. So I would wanted you to enjoy one of the same one, but with a tabla as accompaniment. So I was so happy that in one of the live shows where it happened in Pondicherry. It was exactly in Orwell. So Mr. Rahul was there, and he was so kind enough to play with me. So before we went on stage, we had a small rehearsal. So that's for you all. So that was Rahul ji who played with me for Sacred Music Festival the last year, actually in Orwell. So that's the journey of this beautiful instrument called Pandrum. As you know, that it comes from the Switzerland, and it was called hung drum, the first generation, and then it came on different country. So respectively, on base of the patent and copyrights and all technical thing, they changed the name into Pandrum and Sundrum. So I have been collecting all those instruments. It's a tiny setup, so I'm not able to show you all my drum. So I have half a dozens of healing drums from the Pandrum family. So I had done an album with all of these, along with my father's five country guttam, like the guttam, which is made in Japan, of course, from India, Manamadurai, Madras version, Madras guttam, and the guttam made in Germany, guttam made in Portuguese. So with this, I had come an album called Parampara, which is quite available, and also the latest release of this is called Pan India. I call it as Laya Dhyan, because if you see, there is one two strokes which comes as such: Siva 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 Siva. My father always plays this technique, so I wanted to adapt and I wanted to show that. And so he says that Siva 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 Om Namah Shivaya. So it's so meditative. These instruments are not just like bashing with more force, because it's the resonance and also the quality of the alignment is very thin and very delicate, like guttam. The people have spoken about this. The makers of the first generation have told that they had inspiration from guttam. So this is my father's vision, that he wanted to take the instrument guttam to a global platform. So his perception and his perseverance was so strong that he could just travel extensively, and it's called Pakkavadyam, but he took it as Pakkavadyam. So he took this instrument into a global platform, where combining this instrument with all world class artists and production, and he got the Grammy, which was the biggest recognition. Of course, he has got a Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. What else? He's living like a living Nad Yogi. That's why I composed this uh, a shlok on my father. Rama Sesha Sharanam, Ghatalaya Yogi Guru Sharanam, Tetagudi Harihara Sharma, Vikku Vinayaka Rama Sharanam. So it's like a yogi, Gatalaya yogi, the living maestro. So I dedicate this album to my father with humility. I dedicate this. So the journey of this is an extensive of my father's journey and father's vision, I would say, more precisely, because he has been traveling with this Gautam for almost all of his life. He started very early. At the age of 13, he started touring. So when people used to study in the school as in academics, he started performing. His lifestyle is an example for me personally, not just for music, but also for a simple lifestyle. So when I speak about him, it gets a little emotional. So I also wanted to show you the album one more time, so that for the people who have been watching, it's good and it's available on all the platforms, starting from iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, and TikTok, and in all regions, in more than 17 countries, the distributions is available, and it's done through CD Baby. So I have a production house very recently which started. I mean, like that, I could say that it's a prasad of lockdown, I would say. So it's a grace of the Supreme that the nature, when she gives with responsibility. When she shows the power, she also shows its compassion. So I name a track called Karuna, Kuruna, which is compassion, instead of you bracket O, Corona. So Karuna was a Karuna. It's compassion, but it's a mother's compassion. She shows what it is. So it's the sign of respect. It's a sign of code of conduct with responsibility, that how we adapt and how we take the situation. So for me, all these digital migration happened only on the lockdown. So when we were just in the studio, I started doing this kind of stuff. So I have almost covered 12 albums on my own, on my production house called Mahesh Vinayakram Productions, where it is officially launched in my official YouTube channel. So I would like to, and also request and make an appeal to my to my fellow people and my friends, that you can support independent artists by downloading the music from respective platforms, so that it can be so supportive for the people. Because to make each album, it involves so much effort, starting from the monetary and also from energy and also time, source, resources. So it takes so much time. Even to do this live, we prepare a green mat to have a virtual background, and then to test, we have a studio setup of having mics. So it's not easy. So that's the reason that I am just making an attempt to let you all know. And I would like to present the album for the people to listen one more time. So that's the album for you all. And also I have two more videos to share, where like I would like to show you how the same Pandrum I have been doing, where I tried to combine with different instruments. So I had tried combining playing the Pandrum with tabla, and now let's see a combination with the Iranian daf, played by a very talented artist called. I saw her in Pune. Her name is Hamta Bagi, and she came from Iran, and though she came from Iran, but she has picked up Indian grammar so beautifully. So I would say that one of the Indianized duff player, who really tried to adapt all the rhythms and math from India. So here is hung drum with duff. That's so beautiful. I would say that these all happened in Pune. So Pune is like my second home because I have a very soul connect people, my friends over there. The firstly, I would say that this music, gesture. I mean, like confluence happened in one of our friend Mr. Bandari's Mercedes Benz showroom. And this space is especially so beautiful because it has a Shiva energy. If you see the background of the stone which is on the back, it just resembles the Shivalinga. So somehow the music connect happens, and I have some good like-minded people, friends who really support. So that's the journey. And thanks to Hamta, who's a very talented duff player, and she learns so much of Indian grammar and mathematics, both North Indian and South Indian. So that's one of the video for you all. And thank you so much for listening. And this album is quite available on all the platforms, so you can download the music and stuff like that. And also the all the musings with Mahesh Vinayakram, the first music which I play is with this kind of instrument, and I recorded a track. And soon I will be doing much more tracks with this instrument because it's so close to my heart. It's so meditative, it's percussive, but its contemplation is melodic. Like piano is a percussive instrument, but its outcome is melodic. So we always believe on this yin yang combination where like Shiva Shakti unites together. It's peace. So that's how we find the Shruti and the Laya, which combines together. And there's one more video I wanted to show you before we wind up. This is a rough instrument which I've been playing. This also has a very sweet tones, which because there is a request that somebody asked me to show it. So before I go for the last shloka, final finale shloka, I would like to show rough. It's called rough from Russia, but it's soft in hearing. Have a look and listen and download the music, and I'll see you on the next musings with Mahesh Vinayakram. Stay blessed, and thank you for the beautiful support. I take this opportunity to thank all my lovely people who came to support me. Thanks to Mr. Jesh Krishnamurthy, who gave us the video, and thanks to Govind ji for the beautiful connect, and all my dear friends, Mr. Dennis KUCHERVO, who played tabla for me, and Hamta bhagi from Iran, the dove player, and many other people, and Deepak ji, who designed my clothes for my music, and Mr. Brandari ji, who has been giving the space whenever we come to Pune. So there is some lovely, sweet people who are there in Pune, where I connect so much. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next musings with Mahesh Vinayakram. Stay blessed. Namaste.